Hi, welcome to the channel. Today is freedom of speech. Honestly, uh, YouTubers, like, I have to be truthful and honest with you guys because, the spiritual work I do, it's like I have to be giving for myself because, I pick up y'all energies, I do y'all reading, etc., etc. And this is, of course, is the freedom of speech. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 42 years old of age. I have three children, peace, blessings, and protection. My father is living and my mother is living. I want to talk about jealousy that's within the Black families. This is all biblically as well. My, I don't, I'm, okay. Have you ever been a place with a person and you don't even when you're embarrassed by your parent? I gotta be all in all honesty. So I pay homage and respect to my grandmother because she raised me, she trained me, spent time with me, etc., etc. The woman that gave me birth, her name is Barbara Kelly Williams Walker Richardson. So listen, she sung gospel music. Okay, I'm being very open with you guys. I have nothing to hide. Because I want to let you know how my story began and me finding myself. My parents, as for what I know, they had their little whatever, but she was singing gospel music, traveling, singing gospel music. I had, my parents had five children, three boys and two girls. I have an oldest brother, an eldest brother, my sister that's transitioned. She's my ancestor, my angel as well. Peace, blessings, and protection. I have another brother. Then it's myself, and I have a baby brother. And we were always taught from the mother to respect, care, love, and support, and be there for each other. So I got married, had my own children, got divorced. But me and my children's father, we have one of the best relationships. I couldn't even compare it to money. But I want to talk about jealousy that's in the Black household. Now, technically, I don't live with the estranged woman. I'm gonna tell you something. It took a lot of courage and experience to make it where I made it to. And people be like, you're not mean, but you're just straightforward and you always talk to yourself and etc. etc. Well, no one tell a person is the pain that they have endured. I took care of my grandmother because my grandmother took care of me. Okay. She had five children. And at that time, I had just moved from Arizona, my children's father, in 2005. And came back to Louisiana. And, Hurricane Katrina happened, etc., etc. But I always been around my grandmother ever since I was a little girl. She the one taught me. Don't get me wrong. With Barbara traveling, doing gospel music and everything, and my sister had the voice. I'm the rapper, I'm the writer, etc., etc. But I was left behind, okay? And I was left with the boys. So my dad played the big part in my life. And my grandmother was singing gospel. And, I guess she was like, I don't want to be bothered with that no more. I guess my grandmother started seeing things that was taken up in the group. So it left my grandmother to be at home. So I started spending time with my grandmother. She taught me how to fold clothes. how to press clothes, how to make military beds, how to respect people, treat people, etc., etc. So around 2007, my which was my best friend, which is my ancestor and my angel, she transitioned over. Give me a moment. Hold on, I'm coming back. So I have to cover myself up. Okay, I'm coming back, YouTubers. So my grandmother transitioned over in 2007. Which was my best friend. Because she knew me and she always respected me and she never put down on me. She just always, lifted me up. But I want to talk about jealousy in the family. So after my best friend transitioned over, etc., etc., my grandmother always taught me integrity, loyalty, and loving yourself is a very big thing. Okay, self-love. So, which brings me to now. I went and lived. My dad's wife transitioned over, and when I was coming up, I used to hear so many stories about my dad, and of course from Barbara, which is the woman who birthed me. Um, and I used to hear her talk so reckless about my dad to the point where what it did was it created like a bitterness toward my dad. And if anybody knows anything about young girls, like their dad is like their first love, their first role model, etc., etc. Well, the complications between my mom with Barbara and my dad, like it start getting to, start coming in toward the children's life because I was always brought up not to bring stuff in front of children, but talking about jealousy and bitterness as well. And it took some years. So when my grandmother passed, her my uncle, which is the baby boy, all praises and glory to my uncle Ray, he's my ancestor and my angel as well. He was like, him being a power attorney, he was like, baby girl, every day I used to call my mom and ask my mom, how were you treating her? He's like, I used to ask about everybody, but you living there because they was trying to put my grandmother in one of those nursing homes. And in the Black heritage, what we don't believe in is sending our elders or family members or loved ones and putting them in nursing homes like we're supposed to take care of them. So he was like, you live in mama house because you earned it for taking care of our mom. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not looking for nothing to. He was like, yeah, but you got the kids. You put your life on pause to take care of our mother. And out of all of them, he was the one that said thank you, and I can respect that. So then my dad's wife passed, but I got a chance to talk to her, Martha. Peace and blessing protection. She could be my ancestor as well. Thank you. Because she's my stepmom. She married my dad, so it's a connection. And she told me some things about what really happened. Now listen, I'm trying to tell you, if you follow the story, you'll see where jealousy kicks in, and if you hear it, you can really visualize it with the jealousy, the envy, and hate. A lot of this stuff is being programmed into children when they're at a young age. Okay, I refuse, no matter what me and my children's father went through, the ups and downs. One thing I wouldn't do, I would not disrespect my children's father to my children. I would not belittle him. I would tell they could not hate him, they could not disrespect him, they couldn't do none of that, okay? Because we pay respect. They couldn't do any of that because I realized in black families, for some parents, the woman is trained to teach the child to hate the father or whatever parent is not there. I'm getting there. So then when I went to go live over by my dad just to take care of him, which I ended up moving out my grandmother's house because my grandmother was big on respect, okay? Huge on respect. Loving and caring the family, whatever, but she didn't tolerate bull crap. I miss my grandmother. I apologize. I really miss my grandmother. But I know she with me and she's always gonna protect me, but the more I think about it, the more it comes back to me. And I'm so grateful for the things that me and my grandmother shared. So I went to go take care of my dad because his wife transitioned over. And on that side of the family, which are the Williams side, I have the spirit angels, the ancestors, most high divine. Now listen, I knew I was always spiritual. I knew I was always weird. I knew I was always different. My grandmother knew it too. It's just, I think when people take me through stuff, try to do me harm or dirty work, like it actually empowers me, if you get what I'm saying. Um, Peace and blessings and protection. And on the side of that family, they do a lot of shucking and jiving. They have a lot of hatred and bitterness. And they really, on my dad's side, and it wasn't my grandfather, it wasn't my dad's siblings or them, it wasn't them, because their dad, from my knowledge of my grandfather, he was one of the most humblest, loving, kindest, respectful men. And my dad's mom, she didn't tolerate no shit neither. I'm being real. But my dad's sister, I think she was the eldest. She caused strife in between my grandfather and my grandmother on my dad's side. Um, and I couldn't understand. I'm like, I have no knowledge of these people. I mean, I remember the stories my mom used to tell me about the people, but I really didn't have no knowledge of that side of myself. And those people lied on me, tried to destroy me. But for some apparent reason, y'all, like, I always knew it was just something about me that was bigger than what I was going through. Jealousy. How people can taint a family. All they need is one person. And people don't understand why they're sick in their body. Nothing's going good for them because they lost their way. They lost their knowledge. They lost their respect. They lost their integrity. jealousy. So I helped my dad. He's doing great because my dad, Herbert Williams Jr., gonna do what he wants to do regardless. But I noticed about my dad, he's gonna do things the right way. He's my father and my dad. Okay. I also have another dad. I was so blessed. I was been blessed. I'm so blessed to have like two dads. So my other dad, adopted dad, Johnny Walker, which is my ancestor. Long live Johnny Walker. Long live Herbert Williams Jr. too. Um, married my mom. Jealousy. See, Barbara Kelly always had this problem with manipulating people. Jealousy. She manipulated my oldest brother. She manipulated my sister and her children. Jealousy. I knew I was spiritual, but not but and. Barbara Kelly taught me one thing. She told me, she said, you know what? When she was singing gospel music, she was like, I was singing gospel music, doing what God wanted me to do, everything. But she thought that, let her tell it, my dad was cheating on her. Talking about my father. She thought my dad was cheating on her because my dad was a very quiet man, and he still is to this day. Even my stepdad was a very quiet man. And hmm, and she thought her brother, which my uncle Jesse, he's still living, he was playing bass guitar in the gospel group, okay? And he has a wife named Aunt Rose. And she always said, and this is what she told us as children, and you know, when you tell a child something, that's why you have to be careful what you tell a child. Because when you tell a child something, a child will keep that. And what it does is builds up hate toward another individual and not even knowing why. The art of manipulation. She thought that Rose Kelly and her own brother Jesse Kelly uh, introduced my dad's wife to my dad. Um, I just want to say this: how a black woman can cheat a black family. Cause I'm saying these things, and as I'm speaking with y'all, like it's coming to me. Barbara Kelly thought Herbert Williams was cheating on her, but she was out singing gospel music. Now, correct, when you're doing God's work, mm, so she accused my dad of cheating. I don't know if she's seen it or not. I don't know, but she blamed her sibling and his wife. My mama held that in her heart and mind. But the problem is you was introducing that to children and we didn't know no better. Okay, you get what I'm saying? That's why y'all be careful what y'all say about these children when it comes to their family or anything else. Okay, it's very important. It's really disrespectful. So she told me, she said, I was singing gospel music so long, and I told God, um, my husband don't want no God, no woman of God. He wants a whore in the street. He wants a street woman. And she told God that she can't work for him no more. Mm. I out of that statement, I don't think she even knew how much she taught me in that statement. Jealousy. I'm getting there. She left her higher self, the God self, for let her tell a man of this world. That's disturbing to me. But I learned so much out of it. I'm like, you know what? That's weird. To me, I was like, that's weird. Not judging her, but I'm telling the truth. I was like, that's weird. And ever since then, she has been, or maybe that's always been in her. I don't know. But jealousy. She married my stepdad, John L. Walker. Anybody know John L. Walker? John L. Walker was a cool dude, quiet, and everything else. He taught me a lot. And then he transitioned over. Then she married this bastard, Billy Richardson Jr., who ain't nothing but a goddamn thief, a liar. Done went all the way him and stealing merchandise. Just all this dirty shit. Jealousy. I'm getting there to get the hill. I took care of my grandmother. My grandmother took care of her parents. So that lets you know what type of woman I am. Like, it doesn't really matter who birthed you, it matters who chose you. Jealousy. So I moved on my ancestors' property. Remind you, I snuck Barbara Kelly in the house that my uncle gave to me for taking care of his mother. With some more heirs in the meeting too, they know all about it. Jealousy. Barbara is living in the house that was given to me. I snuck her in. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't live in regret or with a regret, but I look at my grandmother's house, my house. Mm, I ain't gonna say nothing about that. But I'm living. I'm living. I brought my mobile home and I'm living on my on not I was living on my dad's property over there with them. Now I come over here and Barbara and Willistine Crier, which is her sister. Now listen, she's a social worker, but she didn't get. She got out of. She got her license off my mom's education, or off my mom's mind. Okay, my mom took her tests, wrote all her paperwork. Like my mom did everything for Willistine Crier to graduate. And she's supposed to, she got these licenses, and she's supposed to protect and serve all battered women and children. So I'm living on my ancestors, my great grandfather and grandmother. And I'm also living on my grandmother, the one I took care of, property. And do you know jealousy? Barbara Kelly and Willistine Crier are the only ones that are trying to harm me. Like jealousy. Because I weighed it up. And I weighed it accordingly. Why would two sisters, grown women, be jealous of me? Jealousy. Like I Claire, I can walk out my door and make at least not even 20 steps and be over there at the house that was given to me. To show you what jealousy is. Because it still won't work, but I'm just gonna show you what jealousy is. Barbara was living on the property, which I was living on the property first, but Barbara was living on the property. She knew I was gonna move on the property. Seeing with eyes that I was on the property, moving on the property because I already told her. Made paths, clean land off, and remind you, I was trying to clean land off for all the inhabitants that I was doing what my ancestors told me to do. Don't worry about it. You just spend the money clean off so everybody can have somewhere to live. And do you know they try to wait just as good? Now listen. As long as Barbara Kelly knew what she thought that I was bringing my mobile home, my older mobile home was damaged in the jealousy. And God blessed me with something. Jealousy. Now, YouTubers, what do they know about me that I don't know? Jealousy. What makes a daughter, or no, what makes a daughter a threat to a mother? Why would a mother be jealous of a daughter? You know, that shit stopped with me and my daughter and my niece. I'm just saying, what make a mother jealous of their daughter? I mean, if you when you ever look at this video, please leave your comments. Help a nigga out. I figure it out too. Why is black women, mothers, jealous of daughters? What is a black? What is a black woman? Why would a black woman be jealous of another black woman? What is it that they cannot handle? Is it something that, and this is not in all family, because not in my personal family tree, me and my daughter and my children, father, children, we cured all that. But I'm trying to what I want is clarity with this situation because it is freedom of speech. Why would a black mother be jealous of a black daughter? It's something that mother didn't do right. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Hear me good, y'all. It's no reason a parent should be jealous of their child. For what? Take a moment, because I'm taking a moment too. Listen, it used to be a time when a person do me wrong, I'd be like, but now I be like, what they know that I don't know that's so special about me that they can't handle. Now Barbara Kelly has went all around in the family trying to manipulate other family members to sign a piece of paper to have me evicted. I can't make this shit up. See, this is why they also don't like me because I'm real, okay? Because I'm like, you know what? Shine some light on the subjects. And this is why God, the Most High, the divine, the angels, the ancestors, yes, they also hearken to my sound. This is universal. I can't make it up. What is going on in a mother's life to make her feel like her daughter is better than her? Why do parents, Barbara, hate her own child? It seems like to me when a parent hates their child is because they feel like either that child stopped them from doing something they want. But hell, I mean, I'm the fourth child now. Come on. Jealousy. That's all it really is. I'm gonna tell you something. It's because they hate themselves and what they see, and this is what people don't. I have to tell. Let me tell you something. I have to tell my dad literally. Me and my dad used to be like, because I don't take disrespect. So I told my dad. The spirit told me. I told him. I said, you know what? He was like, what? I was like, every time you look at me, you see Barbara, and he just looked. I can't make it up. He just looked. I said, just tell the truth. He was like, yeah. I say, but you have to understand that I'm not Barbara. So Barbara hates my brother that looks like my dad. And every time an argument comes, like she goes start confusion, she be like, start picking a fight with my brother, and she be like, you just like Pap no good ass. And what are you saying? jealousy. This is why I exercise and I tell people to do the healing work. You see me crying, all them tears I was crying before I got on here, whatever. Because I'm cleansing my soul. I'm cleansing my spirit. I was going to move on the property where I grew up at. Good memories. No, you can't live over there. Why not? Which I moved over here. And then next thing I know, she done put her husband for stealing, putting our family property to get him out. Barbara Kelly Williams Walker Richardson. Then she tried to have the police come to my house. You don't wait a minute. What we don't do is we don't send police to people's houses. This woman has committed fraud. And then she get mad because I speak the truth. And I'm like, well, I ain't bothering you. Why are you bothering me? Because listen to me. I'm going to tell y'all something about me. I don't bother nobody, period. All this is about so jealous of a young person. People will be, it don't matter who it is, so jealous, so full of envy and hate and can't even get their shit together. Now, you gave up your spiritual mission, and when you see me on mine, you want to come and what? To make me say, oh, but I love what I do, y'all. I'm passionate. I'm going to tell y'all something. I believe in my ancestors because I know they're real. People are arguing over property because that's what it's all about. Arguing and fussing over property that ain't even theirs. I'm gonna say this again. The ancestors who were slaves, and well, my ancestors ain't never been slaves, but they had to do things they had to do like everybody else had to do. They had to get out here, work. They had to do this and do that. So what they did was they went and bought property, and they made a way for all the heirs to live. Property. I got it, baby. it's it's crazy. Bingo. Well, peace and blessings and protection. Why must black people act as if our ancestors didn't make a way? Now, listen, you're gonna have some family members in the family that's gonna be jealous, hateful, bitterness, misery. They're in misery and hell. I have freedom of speech. If you don't like the truth, then don't do the shit. Cause I'm gonna speak it. What would make black people hate black people? Jealousy, envy, and hate. Spirit saying some can't relate. I can't, to be honest with you, like one thing about me, like I don't hate nobody. For some apparent reason, I can't get to that point of like hating a person. I've never been jealous of anyone, not that I recall, because I'm like, what they're into, I'm not into. And I don't have bitterness, but these are the things that black women, not all of us, but it's called propaganda. They've been trained to pin, to like to go against the other one, God's people, and ain't nobody did nothing. Not would be greatness. Let me tell you what also propaganda is. There's this guy, this man, that's my grandmother used to tell me all the time, which is next door to her property. And my grandmother used to say, Donnie think he's slick, stealing my property. He keep bringing that fence row over this toward this way. Propaganda. Now, this man, Caucasian, has stolen their property. This shit is crazy. You can't make it up. I ain't worried about that, but I'm telling you, I can't make it up. Yet, they don't want to go and spend money to take their land back from the Caucasian, which is still living, but they want to come try to take from a heir, a descendant that took care of their mother. This shit ain't gonna work. One sister lived all the way in Greensburg. The one made it through college to get this little whatever to be able to work in these social service place of my mom's education. But I don't understand why Barbara, my mom, didn't finish college. See, shit like that upsets me. Then they went against the eldest child and told her she was trying to move back down here. My Aunt Augustine, all pieces of protection for her. They are. She was trying to move back to the state of Louisiana, and Barbara Kelly and Willisteen Crier told her she couldn't move back on her own family property. Slaves. Propaganda. That's that slave mentality I be talking about. That's why people are so jealous of each other. That's why there's so much bitterness, because they've been programmed to do this shit. Listen, this is a family lesson 101. No matter what people say, no matter what, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't never go against the ancestors. That's the ones who came before you, provided a place for you. See, I can say that because my grandma, I know all my ancestors, they came before me and they bought property and provided a place for me to feel safe, to feel protected, to feel wholesome, to be connected with my roots. Mm. Jealousy. Get these notifications. Somewhere down the line, which I know it, Barbara must have got pregnant and dropped out of school, and Willis-Steen was so jealous of Barbara, didn't want to show it. Oh, but if you help me get through my college, I'll forever take care of you. So then Barbara did all Steen essay paperwork, etc., 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 etc. And now Willis-Steen, because this is what Willis-Steen told me, she feel like she embedded to Barbara, but yet they turned right around working together and forged my dad's signature to steal my children's property, my brother's children's property. And this is why the ancestors didn't leave in nobody's name. You know why? Because they knew if they leave it in somebody's name, somebody's going to get greedy. Others gonna be jealous. Others gonna be envy, and they gonna try to stop the other descendants from living. But one thing you cannot do. This is the shit that young black girls have to go through with these wicked ass mothers. This is some of the shit the young black men gotta go through with these wicked ass fathers. Just because I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, don't mean it ain't no black man doing that shit to his son. Spirit just said that because they got low self-esteem. I'm gonna tell you how a person can do some, not even paying attention. Check this out. If you marry a man or marry a woman and they're a thief, if they are fucking, their demon is more power than you, that shit will rub off on you and make you into a goddamn thief. If they are a liar, if they have if they are a liar and they are a strong liar, that means they've been practicing. That's just who they are. Their energy will make that motherfucker a liar. A liar and a thief can't tarry in the sight of God. A liar and a thief and a con artist. That's all three of them. But I'm gonna be all right. My ancestors ain't playing with nobody. The angels, the most high, the divine, the unique doesn't tell a lie. And this is what I tell people. I come in peace, but I'm all about war. I don't have to put my hands on no one. I believe in keeping clean hands. See what my hands. But I'm gonna tell you something. All this stuff like this make me think because I'm a solutionist. Like I be thinking like stuff like this, like they acting up like this, especially Barbara Kelly. It made me think, what else the freak she done did to this property? So yes, this has been freedom of speech. Um, so grateful and humble, of course. Not to them niggas, not to them goddamn slaves. Because I don't believe in propaganda. Period. So listen, it does. Look. They did that shit to black people, but we multi mix around. Everything's like, if you notice, everything is universal. So they have Caucasians going through this. 51 was on the screen. Mexicans, different skin tones and texture. But listen to me, people. Y'all young women, and now stop, don't do not whatever y'all do, try y'all best. If you're doing it, stop it. Don't sit and talk about the black man and putting him down in front of to his children. Okay, vice versa, because they got some black men that do that shit. Y'all stop that. Please stop it. Stop being jealous of one another. I don't get why even why we even, and that's why I said some things I don't even want to like. All this jealousy, all this bitterness, all this hate, and in all actuality, because I'm a spiritual teacher, I'm telling you, that's because that's how they feel about their self. And what people try to do, y'all, is try to throw their bullshit on you. But see, I'm the type of person, I'm a goddess. I'm like, only make thing you make me do is pay attention and be like, what have? You get what I'm saying? I'm one of those Inspector Gadgets. So, thank you for joining me. I'm so grateful that I was able to tell you some things about myself. I'm going to tell you a lot more things that's going on, things that I have been through, the things that I have overcome. As far as being harassed by the authorities, I have videos of it, paper documentation. I'm willing to share that with the world. I love my relationship with the NAACP, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So I'm here to teach. I'm here to spread the gospel. I'm here to tell the truth, and that's what it's gonna be, whether people like it or not. I got some business to look into and some phone numbers to call. So this has been my freedom of speech. All you light bearers, et cetera, you know what we're here to do. So keep speaking and keep telling the truth. So thank you for joining me. Enjoy your life. And I'm gonna keep that to myself. Peace and blessings and protection. Thank you for joining me. And I'm happy that y'all, and if you do think you know me and know a little bit about me, anybody say, yeah, she crazy. But she speaks the truth. Okay. So peace and blessings. Thank y'all for joining me. Good night.